Hello guys.
Hi Buckers, how are you doing? So this is the latest update on the Pulse project. Hope you guys enjoyed. So the first topic that we have today is about the new design that we're gonna tell them today. Are they ready? So the first problem that we saw when we were doing the other system is that we have some things that we don't really like fully. And the first one of all were it was the thing that we call the chin. I thought on the other design it was very hard to actually put the plugs in and sort of screw them. We didn't have enough space if you sort of see them in there. So you sort of had to go with your hands in there and sort of screw there. You wouldn't have much space.
Yeah.
And that's why we now open the whole thing. So that when you put the actual new sliding module inside, now you have the whole area for you to screw it. And later on, you will have the actual chin that will slot inside and just close and beautify the whole actual thing, if I can put it.
Yeah, so basically with this design we are hiding the little connectors in the case that you don't need to see them, and also give some level of protection, but also it allows us to, with this design, have two of them. So basically one of the things that we did is we are converting from having only one sliding block into a design that will have two of them. And by having two of them, you can accommodate more scenarios that require you to have different connectors. So for example, after the campaign, we had many people ask us, oh, but what are these connectors do? Do I need a sliding block or do I need the connectors? Versus now we think it's much simpler. You just decide which sliding blocks, which you have the two slots, and you just decide how many you need, and that will decide how many sliding blocks you need. So that sort of explains why we went with a design that looks like this, and it has like a little opening here, plus it has two sliding block slots.
Which is one of the reasons why we're also sacrificing how thick it is, but also leave us more space to do our own designs, like being more modular, while at the same time the electronics inside will be much less, if that makes sense. Because before we were doing like boosters, like DC to DC converters, harvesters, well now it's like, okay, do we need to actually boost the converter for this project? No, then why put it on the main PCB while we can put it on the sliding module itself?
Exactly, so there's a lot of unnecessary bulk into the main motherboard of the product, that they were like simplifying the sliding blocks in some cases, but in some cases they were sitting there increasing the cost of the device. So we were thinking of actually modularizing the design a little bit more, and as Nawal said, having the main design be a little bit simpler, and if you would need a sliding block that has like high voltage, you can later on have that in the sliding block design itself. And if you can see here, we went basically, this is a new design, let's say, and there was a lot of dead space here because the connectors were indented into the design. So if you just compare the two sliding blocks, you can see that there's not that much actual difference on the sizes, because this area here was basically not doing anything. So this will be now moved to outside of the product. And basically the volume is very similar, and the new one being a little bit taller as well, which that helps. So that's the improvements with the sliding module and the new design, and the little door that we have. Okay, next.
Some waterproofing if you want to hear.
Yeah, and basically also, yeah, as we're doing all that, we're trying to sort of put like a little gasket here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like there's a little bit of a slot here for a radial gasket. So obviously we're testing when you put it in, how well it will be waterproof, and how easy it is to go in. So a lot of little tests there. All right, next one.
Yeah, so hope you really like the new design and you see the reason why we're doing it. If not, leave your comments, tell us what you think, tell us how we can improve on that. So the next one is actually the Terra. So in Terra we did you know Terra very well. We've been working a lot on it to make the last improvements, so we're ready to sort of ship these units already to customers as soon as possible, ready. But it's looking pretty promising for Terra itself.
Yeah, Terra is like, it was always like a V1, but it was always very costly to make. So we're doing some changes on the Terra to make it more cheap for customers that will get these along with the pods.
What else?
All right, next one.
We're also bringing some new babies to the whole ecosystem of Pulse.
Yeah.
Our new integration is actually with these sort of weather stations that we got.
Yeah, so this is a Lora weather station. There's another piece of it which is has an anemometer and some other sensors on it, which we will show you in the next video. So this one has like a little tipping bucket inside that measures the rainfall, temperature and humidity. And the benefit of this is that it's Lora, which means that the range is quite good compared to other weather stations. Nice noise here in the factory.
Always happens.
Yeah. This is our wireless kind of work. So we talk about the wired peripherals. These are gonna go probably into the wireless peripherals, and we have the ongoing work there of supporting more and more of these devices.
Yeah, and also with the background that we have with Terra, we are already making Terra work with these devices. So later on with Pulse, we are really using the Terra electronics inside Pulse. So now that we're gonna have the actual footprint of how the PCB is gonna look inside the new Pulse, we can shrink the actual Terra electronics that you can see here and basically put it inside depending on how that form factor is, and the actual software can we completely put in here. So we, even though we don't have yet the actual finished design of Pulse, we're already doing a lot of advances in there as well. And this basically the PCB, which is gonna look the same in Pulse. You have like a module there, a GSM module, you have your GPS, the Lora module itself, you have the Wi-Fi, you have the Bluetooth as well. So together with the harvester and everything else. So it looks pretty similar to what's going to happen once we have this actually sorted.
Yeah, so as Nawal said, whenever the new design is ready, this PCB will just change the shape basically. But we still develop the software and the hardware at the same time, so we don't have to wait on the injection molding factory. All right, next up. As you know, here they always manufacture, they always drill. Like the whole day has been quiet, and now they start. Yeah. Yeah, so next thing in the list is a little bit about our progress, more details about the progress. So solar panel, we had some issues with the OLED. Well, first thing is we're making it bigger. But if you see how we were making it originally, we were making a hole here on the solar panel PCB, and then we were kind of laminating it into place. Now this is good, but it's just not easy to manufacture because we had to rely to this factory and we have to push them very hard to make a very good job that everything is aligned. So when you turn on the OLED, which they will never see, everything's aligned and perfect. So we are working into moving that into the Pulse body, and the solar panel factory will just do the solar panel. That's one thing. The next thing is Jigs. Yeah, so another thing is to show is when every time we do something, let's say this simple PCB, we have to make little jigs that help the workers here and solder everything and test everything. So just a simple design like that requires to design a lot of things around it. And you can see from all the soldering how like all these flags from the soldering. So definitely very involved every time we have to design something.
So every time you think, okay, we made the actual PCB, it works, you have to build other 5 things around it to test it and make sure that it's okay.
So how much is the percentage would you say of the actual design and the jigs around it?
I would say like testing stuff, I'm helping the manufacturing is almost as much as doing the whole product itself.
Yeah, like a 50-50. So
it's like another product next to it.
Basically, yeah. All right, so that's pretty much the update, guys. As always, please put any comments below. And that will help us work in this environment with this beautiful music.
Dealing with everything here, that is pretty tough, like having to communicate what you need every time, like it's really hard to actually go through the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. And put your comments. For example, going back to the very first step that we talk about is like, what is your idea about having two sliding blocks instead? Do you also think that it's going to increase flexibility and make the design a little bit more robust and future-proof? So let us know definitely for that. And as with everything, things are going to be a little bit delayed, but we're still pushing for beginning of the year to ship the first beta units. The Terra is almost there, so the Terra and the little weather station can already sort of go to some beta customers, but we have to still talk and engage with you guys, like tell us, okay, I have this requirement, because obviously features are going to be rolled in slowly. So as we add them, some customers will be able to already start testing, but some features will come later. So it would be nice for you guys to tell us more about it.
Yeah, tell us down there, like, what is gonna be your use case? So that way we can be like, okay, in your case you will need this sort of sliding module. And if you need that, we can like just put you in one of the first priorities and make sure that all of the backers have what they wanted first.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't know that, then it's very hard for us to sort of prioritize everything, and we're just gonna go with our gut, which might be just make it look cool, but not really do it on time. So really important, guys. If anything you sort of want, just put it below.
Hopefully you like the design. We believe it looks pretty cool, pretty sleek. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what you think. Thank you guys, and see you in the next update.
All right, bye bye, guys.